In order to 3D print a model, it needs to be scaled correctly. Generally speaking, if you don't care about precision, you can use your slicer to scale models, though it's much easier just to scale it correctly inside Blender. So if you want to share these different files, people don't have to try and scale it up according to what they think it should be scaled as. So within Blender, one blend unit equals 1 millimeter. That goes against conventional wisdom because as you look inside Blender, everything says one blend unit is 1 meter, but it's just wrong. And so it's good to know one blend unit, 1 millimeter. Some people ask, can I change the settings within Blender so that one blend unit is 1 meter? And the answer is yes, but it only works on export. As soon as you start to try to import things into Blender, then the scale starts to get off. And so it's just so much easier just to keep it as one blend unit is 1 millimeter. Knowing this, let's go ahead and look inside of Blender and see how we might scale with precision. Here I have a Bulbasaur that I sculpted previously. If you hit N to pull up the side panel, you can see this item panel here, and you can see the dimensions of the Bulbasaur. It says 14.3 millimeters, excuse me, it says meters, but we do know it is millimeters, 20.9 millimeters, and 18.3 millimeters. Let's say that I want to scale this so that it's 2 inches in the Y direction. How I do that is just go ahead and select that Y category there, type in 25.4, which is exactly 1 inch, and then times that by 2 and it'll do the math for you. And here it stretches the Y-axis so that that is 2 inches. Now you can go ahead and scale the others proportionally by just going above where you can see the scale and then clicking and either dragging those up and down to duplicate those scales, or you can click and Control-C, Control-V, so copy and paste. You can get the scales to all be the same. So we scaled one dimension and then just copied the other dimensions to fit. Another way to scale with inside of Blender is with snapping. Now, the method I'm about to show you is a little finicky, but it does have its place, I promise. So what you want to do is create a cube with the dimension that you want your object to fit into. So for example, along the Y-axis, I can make this cube 50.8 millimeters, or in other words, 2 inches. Now, I can make the other dimensions the same, but really I only care about that one dimension there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and enable snapping up above, that the effect is also scale, not just position, by clicking the scale button right there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move the object and snap it right there to that vertice so that its leftmost vertice is lined up with the leftmost vertice of the cube. Now, tabbing into edit mode, I can select that vertice of the cube and hit Shift S and then set the cursor to selection. Tab out of that, move up above and make sure that the pivot point is set to 3D cursor. Now as I scale this, it will scale from that point out. And now with snapping on, I can scale it until it hits that vertice right there, and it is proportionally scaled. So the last way I like to scale objects is by importing an object that I've actually 3D printed, so I know what it looks like physically. And then it might not be super precise, but I scale my object in reference to this. So for example, if I had printed off this Bulbasaur, I might just scale this down until it looks about right, but then I have the physical object that I can actually look at and kind of say, yeah, that's about what I want to be. Before we conclude, I want to just talk about 2 considerations while working with inside of Blender and scale. The first consideration is, if you rotate an object not in edit mode, it will not update the dimensions of the object. It's only giving you the dimensions of an object if it is rotated 0, 0, 0. So if you ever have an object that's not that, you can hit Control-A, apply rotation, and you can see that it will update the X, Y, and Z coordinates or dimensions, excuse me. The final consideration that I want to talk about is if you export something, probably by accident, that is very small and try to import that into Prusa Slicer, it will actually throw a warning. So for example, here I have a Suzanne that is 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters. And if I export that and try to import that into Prusa Slicer, I'll get this error that basically says, hey, we use millimeters and this is way too small. It's probably supposed to be inches. Is that correct? And if you want to, you can decline that or you can accept that. But basically, Prusa Slicer is so smart, that it's giving you a warning before you bring in something really small, thinking, hey, maybe you export this on accident. That concludes this video. In the next video, we're going to be basically using everything that we've learned to take a model, prepare it for printing, bring it into Prusa Slicer, and slice it up and add supports. I'll see you in the next video.